Hi everyone, now Julian here. Welcome to episode 2 of Take the Rose Garage. Hooray, I'm here at my Alfa Romeo, my 1988 Series 3 Spider. I've had the car now for about 2 weeks and I've been out and about enjoying it, driving it, and it's been a lot of fun. When I bought the car, you guys didn't really get to see a huge amount of detail. So what I'm going to do today is basically give you guys a walking tour of the car so you can see every single thing that needs to be fixed. But before I go into all the detail on the car, let's take a moment to reflect and basically drool over the beauty that is this Alfa Romeo Spider. So let's just take a moment to take it all in. Right, that's enough drooling over the car. Let's get down to business. Now first up is the bodywork. From a distance, let's say about 20 feet, this car looks really, really good. But when you get up close, you start to notice all the flaws. It's got loads of dings, scratches, little bits of surface rust. There's also some rust in the left sill, which is going to need to be cut out at some point. And overall, the bodywork is a bit scruffy. So basically, the whole car needs a full respray. Moving on to the bumpers are scuffed in places and they're showing their age, especially the black rubber parts of the bumper. They're getting a bit grey and a bit tired. And the silver trim pieces as well, they're pretty faded in places. Interestingly, the camtail spoiler on the back of the car is in good condition. Usually the spoilers tend to split and break and degrade. Thankfully the rubber on this one is pretty good. On the front as well, the Alfa Romeo badge chrome trim surround, that's broken, so that needs to be replaced as well. The badge itself is a bit worn too, but you know, it's got a bit of character to it. I might leave it on there. The headlights on the car are pretty good, except for the left rear tail light, which is a bit of a pain. Another part of the car that's worth mentioning, something that I love on the car, are the alloy wheels, the Campagnolo star-shaped magnesium alloys. They look awesome. They're really, really cool alloys and they're in very good condition. They've got a couple of marks here and there, but they're very presentable. And again, they just need a good clean and a good detail and, you know, a nice sealant put over them to protect them. But yeah, I love these wheels. They set the car off perfectly for me. They're very similar to the slightly deeper dish ones you get on Ferraris. And yeah, it gives the car a very sporting look, which I love. So moving on to the interior, the biggest and most noticeable bit of scruffiness that's on the car are the seats. The driver's seat is torn, the base is all shredded up, and the cushion is actually pretty shot as well, so that needs to be replaced. The passenger seat, that's in better condition, hasn't had as much wear. You know, it needs a good clean and a good detail. I think the seats could be saved, the base can definitely be repaired, but I do have a set of black leather covers that came with the car. Interestingly, they were stitched over the original vinyl seat covers that came with this car. That's a bit weird. You know, if you're going to put new seat covers on a car, just put the seat covers on the seat. Don't stitch it over the original vinyl. That's just silly. But those leather covers they're in good condition. The piping is a little bit damaged, but the rest of it is actually pretty good. So later on, I might decide to change the seats. I haven't decided yet, but we'll see. Also crying out for some TLC is the steering wheel and the gear knob. The gear knob is very, very heavily worn, and the steering wheel's got lots of chips on the varnish. They're going to need to be stripped back and redone. Interestingly, the wood is actually solid. There's no cracks or splits in it that I can see, which is a relief, but basically they're going to need to be restored. The carpets in this car are kind of a burnt orange, and overall the carpet looks okay, but there is a split at the bottom of the driver's footwell. To be honest, I think the colour doesn't really work. It's a bit too orangey for me, especially contrasting with the beige seats. I'm not a fan, and my partner doesn't like the colour either, so I think she wants me to replace the carpets with a nice brand new black set, so we'll see what happens there. Other bits on the interior as well. Basically, there's lots of little bits of trim that have worn and need to be either replaced or just restored. So this Spider has Alfa's 2-litre twin cam engine. It's a pretty bulletproof engine. Now this one originally was fitted with twin Solix carbs and is now running twin Dell'Orto 40 carbs, which are a decent upgrade on the original Solix carbs. And as you can see, coming off the carbs is a slightly different airbox. This isn't a standard one that was fitted to this car, so I'm not sure where that came from, what particular Alfa that's off, but I still have the original airbox, so if I want to switch it back to make it more original looking, I can still do that. The radiator has an electric fan fitted, and it's not behaving very well at the moment. Basically, when the fan is connected, it doesn't shut off when the car switches off. It just stays running and running and running, and basically drains the battery. Hasn't done that to me yet, but it did it to the previous owner, so that needs looking at. And also the bearings in the fan are completely shot. It's the noisiest fan I've ever heard in my life, so basically the whole thing needs to be taken out and junked and replaced with a new electric fan. The rest of the engine bay is pretty tidy in that it's not too grubby, you know, good detail will sort it out. And if you look closely at the starter motor, you can see it's had a few little impacts and little bits of wear on the top of it, and there's one particular sharp edge being gouged into it, probably done by a screwdriver. And yep, that is a sure sign that this car has been suffering with a starter motor issue, aka hot start problem. And yep, this car does have a hot start problem, and I've had to use some gentle blunt force to tap down on the motor to get it unstuck. So yeah, this car is going to need a new starter motor. So moving on to the underside of the car, it's actually in pretty good condition. You know, the key kind of structural points on this car, the cross member on the front and the chassis rails down the sides, they're solid. From what I can see, when I researched this car and I went to look at it, I made sure I checked out the chassis rails and the front cross member, because those are the real rust points on this car. So yeah, they look good. I mean, I haven't had this car on a lift because I don't have access to a lift, so I haven't been able to get up underneath and have a good poke around to see what else is going on down there. But you know, it passed this last MOT with no advisory on the underside, so looking back to the history, it's had some rust repair work done to the seatbelt mounts as well. So I think overall it's pretty solid, which is a good sign. The soft top on the car is actually in pretty good condition. It went on there around 1996, so it's lasted pretty well. It's a bit faded in places, and it's got a few little scuff marks here and there on the fabric, but overall it's good. It fits, it's tight, and above all, it's watertight, which is fantastic. When I cleaned the car the weekend, I used the jet wash obviously to wash the car, and yeah, it was a bit of a baptism of fire with the soft top, but it didn't leak, so it's a major plus that I don't need to get a new soft top, which is fantastic. So yeah, as you can see, I've got quite a bit of work ahead of me to get this car back up to, you know, very good standard. It'll probably never be a concours car, and at current values it's not worth spending that amount of money on getting this car to concours condition. But with time, effort and some cold hard cash, I can get this car back to looking its best, and that's my ultimate goal with this project, is basically to turn this car around and take it from being a scruffy driver, which is what it is at the moment, to, you know, a nice car that I can take to shows and that people can appreciate and enjoy. You know, I can't wait to get my teeth into this car and just, you know, clean it up and repair it and just, you know, piece by piece work through it and get it back to a really good standard. So that's it for episode 2. Hope you guys enjoyed the walk around of my Alfa. In episode 3 I will be looking a bit more detail at the jobs I'm going to start on first, and plus I'll report back on some of the research I've done into the history of the car. So episode 3 will be coming out real soon. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel so you won't miss out on any future episodes. And if any of you guys own a Series 3 Spider, let me know in the comment section. It'd be great to hear from you. And also, if you want to help me make more classic car films like this, head on over to my Patreon page and sign up and become a patron of Takes the Road. I really appreciate the support. Thanks for watching, guys. See you soon. Take care.